Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. Today is June 8th, 2022, and we're doing a sewer scope here in Bountiful. We're at 253 east, 2450 south. We've got the camera pushed out about 100 feet. Now we're going to pull it back and record it and see what we find. So, first of all, we are not yet to the city connection. I push out the camera as far as I can. I run water to help push my camera out. Once I started running water, I was able to get it pushed out another 30 feet or so, but still not out to the city connection. I don't imagine that this line is too much further, but I am going through the roof stack, and that adds an extra 20 feet or so. So I'd imagine we're within 20 feet of the sewer line, probably less. But I don't know how much line is left that we're not seeing and what issues might exist beyond this point. If there is another access point in the yard, I'm going to try to go through there. When you go through the roof, you have an extra couple turns, and so it can be hard to push the camera all the way out. But if you look on the screen there, you'll see some roots coming in. Whenever you have roots, that's a spot where waste could potentially get caught and create a blockage. And so that's something that you want to have cleaned out. Those ones looked relatively minor, but anytime you have roots, there's some more. And that looked like a pretty good sized root or piece of waste on the left side of the screen. As I come around this turn, you can barely see it on the left hand side of the pipe. But even that one on the right hand side, that's a good sized root, and so I don't think it would be premature to have the line cleaned now. I would recommend having it hydrojetted and not cabled. When you hydrojet, it's going to blast everything out. Usually they're going to include a scope so you can see that everything got out, and then you'll be able to see the rest of the line at the same time. There's an access point, so that's a clean out somewhere in the yard. I'm going to walk around and try to find it, but I haven't seen it out there so far. A lot of times they're buried, and so if you need to access them, you need to have it located and then dug up. This part of the line's looking good. Very little standing water. That indicates that you have proper grade. First part of the line did have a little bit of standing water, and that can indicate a little bit of a belly or a flat spot. There's another clean out there. There's also some more roots. And we just transitioned to cast iron. So this one here is likely right outside the foundation. In a flower bed or something. That's the one that I'll really try to find. The other one is likely buried, or else it would poke up out towards the road in the yard, I imagine. Some more roots that I've cleaned out. And then this is cast iron. Cast iron is generally the weakest link. It gets rough and rusty. It can catch on debris and create a blockage. This part of the cast looks a little better. It's a good sign that you don't have waste stuck on the cast today. This looks like maybe a drain stubbed into the line. Not something I'm familiar with seeing. Typically a drain looks like more of a hole. Kind of like those access points, the cleanouts that we saw earlier. Typically you don't have anything protruding out of the pipe like that. Very strange. I'm going to take a photo of that and do a little bit of research to see if I can get some more info for you, and just for my own knowledge. Not something I've ever seen before. In a few hundred scopes. Probably pushing 1,000 lines, and I don't recall seeing one like that. That was right before the turn to come back up the stack. So I wonder if somebody drilled into the main line and added a drain into it. That's what it looks like. See, this is what a regular drain looks like right there. It's just smooth. Water can come in, but waste isn't going to get caught. that's coming down the line. So when you have a drain stubbed in like that, waste could potentially get stuck on it, more likely for a blockage in that area. So just to recap, you have some cast iron, which is original. I don't think any of this line has been replaced. You do have some roots. I'd recommend having those roots cleaned out, and that'll prevent any blockages or potential backups in the future. And then it is something that you're going to have to maintain in the future. Some people go have it cleaned out every year. Some people go every couple years. Some lines need to get cleaned more often than that. I'm going to end this recording now.